Most of you probably know what simile is, but it is a figure of speech involving the comparison of one thing with another of a different kind, and it draws a direct comparison, and the majority of time it uses like or as. A student-friendly example would be, she is as fast as a cheetah.
And then a literary example would be, the very mystery of him excited her curiosity like a door that had neither lock nor key. That's from Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell.
You probably also know what a metaphor is. It's a figure of speech that makes a hidden comparison between two opposite things, but have some characteristics common between them. And it typically doesn't use like or as, and it makes an implicit comparison instead of a straightforward one. And the student-friendly example would be, that assignment was a breeze.
And then a literary example would be All the World's a Stage from As You Liked It by William Shakespeare, Act 2, Scene 7. And that's the difference between a metaphor and a simile is, a simile is pretty much straightforward. It's like something. And then this one, it's like, it is something. So it's not as straightforward, but as again, like most of you learn that in like kindergarten.
Yes.
So how do you tell the difference between a simile that's not using like or as and a metaphor?
A simile not using like or as will sometimes say like it's compared to, like a simile compares to things like directly, and a metaphor is like a hidden comparison, so it just says it is the thing, but it's really comparing them.
And like it might not be something that's like obvious, you know, like a breeze. You wouldn't think an assignment is a breeze. You would be like,
The assignment was easy.
yeah, the assignment is like a piece of cake, which is not. Yeah, sure. But that's okay. This one's a little bit harder one than a simile and metaphor.
It's not as well known as this.
It's called conceit, and it's a figure of speech in which two vastly different objects are likened together with the use of similes or metaphors. It's also known as an extended metaphor and an extended simile. And a daily example would be, the broken heart is a damaged china pot. And this is like, it's a deeper, more complex simile or metaphor pretty much. And there's two types, and the first one is metaphysical, which is, they use it more in the 17th century, and it is a more intricate device that takes spiritual or emotional qualities and compares them to everyday earthly concepts. And a literary example of that would be, oh stay, 3 lives and 1 flea spare, where we almost ye more than married are. This flea is you and I, and this our marriage bed and marriage temple is, by John Donne the Flea. That doesn't really make sense probably to most of you. But it's pretty much just a big, complex way of saying, since, pretty much saying, kind of awkward, so just saying to have sex with the girl that he likes. But it's a big, more complex metaphor.
And so they're married.
Yeah, because like if the flea bit both of them, then that makes them married. And then the next one is patriarchin, and it's an exaggerated comparison, most often made by a suffering lover of his mistress to some physical object. And the literary example would be Edmund Spenser's Epithalamion, which characterizes the beloved's lips as like cherries charming men to bite. And this makes a conceit because it's more complex and more deep, and it could have like more emotional and deep feelings within the reader. So it's not just like a plain metaphor.
Yes.
Can you repeat the difference between metaphysical and patriarchin?
Yeah. This one, like they're kind of
Patriarchin.
similar because they're both conceits, but this one, it's like using earthly concepts.
Metaphysical does.
Yeah, metaphysical. And patriarchan is more of like talking about a lover or like
Physical
love
objects that
and-
are linked
yeah.
with love to the person.
They're kind of difficult to like differentiate.
And they were used like
Yeah.
a while ago.
But
Corey?
Can you repeat the overall definition, Conceit?
it's a figure of speech in which two vastly different objects are likened together with the use of similes or metaphors.
Vastly different.
Vastly different.
Objects are likened together, are likened together with the use of
With use of,
similes and metaphors.
You
okay.
can just
Or-
put extended metaphor or extended simile. Okay, we also have a quiz, like 3 samples of one, and if you know the answer, you can raise your hand. Okay, the first one is Marjorie's skin shines like the sun. Heather. Yes. Okay. The second one is the despairing lover is a ship on a stormy sea. To conceit.
Oh,
Conceit, patriarch.
Because
Yeah, it's
it's
patriarchy because it's a lover and it's like deep, like a stormy sea. Okay, and then the third one is in the morning I am a snail.
That would be.
That's a metaphor, yeah. Okay.
We'll do it.